When I first started going to the club, it was actually just known as the Boys Club. It was back in 1977. I started going when I was about 10 years old, and went to the club pretty frequently from the time I was 10 to about the time I was 12 years old. So it was really more of, here's the place. I went, and there were adults that really paid attention to me and nurtured, these artistic side, creative side, and my sense of humor, which, take that for what it's worth. Really, when I look back on it, the club helped develop my creative abilities. They showed interest in my creative side, and I think that gave me a lot of confidence to continue down that path. We played a lot of games and activities, and I found out that I was pretty good at some of them. So again, that gave me some self-confidence. And one of the things I do remember specifically about the club, although it was many, many years ago, was we'd watch movies. And my favorite movies we watched were the Three Stooges and Laurel and Hardy movies. And I developed my sense of humor somewhat from the Boys and Girls Club. And so those traits, my sense of humor, my creative side, and my self-confidence, I learned, or the club very much played a big part in developing those traits in me. And those are traits that have frankly carried me through a lot of challenges in my life. So our club, I grew up in a very small town, less than 3,000 people, American classic town. We even lived on Main Street. Kids played all over the place. We had a swimming pool. We rode our bikes. We stayed out till it was time to come home for dinner. But even in that small town, and even at the age of 10, I was very aware that our community had a drug problem. There were a lot of young people that were involved in drugs and got in trouble on a frequent basis, and I felt like I was more aware of that than some of my other peers were. And even at that early age, I knew that there was these negative influences in our community, and that there were also some good influences. I did have 2 working parents and a family there with me, but even in what might be described as an ideal situation, there were a lot of risks and bad influences in our little town. And again, being able to go to the Boys and Girls Club, that kept me away from those and really taught me to avoid those circumstances and get more involved with sports and more positive influences. So I do think that my involvement in the club gave me the confidence to try out for sports, which then my involvement in athletics kept me out of a whole lot of trouble when I was young. So I look back on it, and I think it was the sports that kept me out of trouble and kept me on the right path, but it was the Boys and Girls Club that gave me the confidence to try out for the sports in the first place. So I've been involved with our local Boys and Girls Club for about 4 years now, and really it's an opportunity for me to not only give back to the club, but when I think about it, it was the boys club at the time changed my life for the positive. And I look at all the youth issues that are out there today, and they're so much greater than they were when I was young. There's so many more negative influences and I see so many young people making terrible mistakes, and I just want to be a part of trying to help them avoid those mistakes. And I think the Boys and Girls Club, their mission is perfect in at least giving kids an opportunity, a better opportunity to reach their full potential. So over the past few years, actually, our club has grown tremendously. We've been able to increase the number of locations, nearly double the number of youth we're serving. We just have a great opportunity before us to further expand on those programs and services, and our goal is to try to reach more kids and try to be a positive influence for more kids. And that's why I'm really supporting this annual campaign. I just really want the club to have the resources necessary so that we can reach all the kids that want to be a part of this club, and again, help them reach their full potential.